So this is where Kindred comes in. Kindred makes it easy for birthing parents to plan for postpartum so that they can communicate and coordinate the support they want and need. So to make this vision a reality, the first step is identifying their support network and gathering their village so that after their baby arrives, they get the care and support they need when they need it. So here's Mia. Mia is a first-time parent in her third trimester, and her sister-in-law actually tells her about Kindred and that she had a lot of success using it. She had a great experience postpartum, she felt supported, and she kind of knew what was coming in the fourth trimester. So there's two primary attributes that make Mia an excellent candidate for Kindred. First of all, she is motivated to learn about postpartum, and secondly, she is eager to connect with her community or to build a sense of community. So Mia goes ahead and downloads Kindred and she sets up her account. So she completes a very simple onboarding process, including entering in her due date. And while Mia is on the home screen, she selects Learn to learn more about postpartum. There, she's able to watch brief videos about postpartum, short and informative stories from other birthing parents, as well as articles and podcasts. So later that day, while Mia is cooking dinner with her husband, she tells him that she downloaded this app called Kindred and watched a few videos and read a few stories about postpartum. She tells him that she learned that there's, first of all, something called the fourth trimester, which is the first 3 months after giving birth, and that she watched a video about that outlined that having a community of support can actually reduce the severity of postpartum depression symptoms. So that prompts them to begin chatting about who is in their support network and how those people might show up for them in the fourth trimester. So a few days later, Mia gets a notification from Kindred saying that it's time to start thinking about gathering her village. So she opens up her home screen, she clicks into Gather, and from there she's able to easily add people to her village just by searching her contacts. Next, Kindred asks her, who will you reach out to? So Mia can then select people from her village to add to each scenario. So here's an example of one such scenario. If I had to go to the hospital, someone who could help with pet care would be blank. And Mia is able to select as many people as she'd like from her village in this section. So for example, this is sort of a low stakes situation where Mia would trust a variety of people to help with this task. So a few days later, Mia gets a notification from Kindred that it might be time to start reaching out to people in her village. So she opens up Kindred, goes back into the Gather section, and Kindred prompts Mia to first watch a video about the importance of communicating the support that you need. So Mia is able to choose someone from her village, and she chooses her friend, Jess. Mia is then able to easily modify a template message to send to Jess regarding reaching out for support. She's able to personalize this because it's a friend of hers. She wants to use her own words, but this gives her the kind of thing that she wants to say. So based on what we've learned in our research regarding the lack of awareness about the fourth trimester, the need to prioritize the birthing parent's well-being, and challenges in asking for help, we created the concept of Kindred to help birthing parents navigate these important first steps to take charge of their postpartum experience. So with Kindred, we provide small, manageable steps for expectant parents to prepare for postpartum care and support by providing bite-sized information about the fourth trimester. Our goal is that by being able to easily access stories, information, and resources, birthing parents will feel more informed, aware, and empowered about postpartum. Also, our overall goal is to reduce the cognitive load and mental fatigue that birthing parents are often experiencing. We also provide prompts to identify who they might lean on for postpartum support, including scenarios that help them think through what postpartum support might look like, where they can easily visualize who they might lean on in specific situations. And we incorporated these tools to make it more tangible, to conceptualize what support might look like. And last, we provide guidance to make it easier for birthing parents to reach out for support. So we do this through tools such as template messages that they can personalize and send. So in order to create this prototype, we needed to isolate and test for the riskiest variable, which we identified as whether or not expectant parents would reach out to those in their support network. So we set out to learn how might providing expectant parents with bite-sized information about the fourth trimester impact whether or not they actually took action to prepare for postpartum. So we created a second experiment, which consisted of texting our participants each day via Google Voice for 3 days, as well as conducting a follow-up interview to learn about their experience. So participants were prompted to complete an optional activity each day, and then send in a voice memo or text describing whether or not they took action, and if they did, what was it like? If they did not, why not? So on the first day of the experiment, we provided a short article, video, and fact sheet about the fourth trimester. One of our participants, Hannah, told us that even after day 1 of just learning about the fourth trimester and the importance of reaching out for support, she was thinking about preparing a list of ways to ask for help after the baby arrives. On day 2, we asked our participants to fill in the blanks of a few scenarios in sort of a Mad Libs format to think through who they might lean on in the fourth trimester. So here's one example of what we were sending out. One participant told us that she feels really supported already, and she feels like she has a strong community to lean on in the fourth trimester. She said that her husband, her mother-in-law, and friends who are also pregnant comprise her support network, and she's looking forward to leaning on them postpartum. And finally, on day 3, we asked participants to use and personalize a template message to reach out to someone. So Hannah told us that she reached out to her in-laws about support, including her sister-in-law, who's also pregnant, and she feels really grateful that they're actually going to be able to experience postpartum together. And during our follow-up interview with Hannah, she told us she initially felt anxious when she realized she hadn't started prepping for the fourth trimester. But once she actually reached out to people, they had great responses and were really reassuring, and she felt a lot better. So having this nudge and light guidance from Kindred prompted Hannah to reach out and ended up reducing the initial anxiety that she felt. So our takeaways from this experiment are that our early adopters would be motivated to plan for postpartum and willing to engage with or build their sense of community. We also took away that bite-sized information and small nudges to take action can indeed help expectant parents reach out to their support network. So, by preparing for postpartum in the prepartum stage, Kindred users would be able to easily communicate and coordinate care and support with the village that they've gathered. So our future vision for Kindred is creating shared visibility into what the birthing parent needs when they need it. So this would include features such as a calendar view to make it easier to request and schedule acts of care and support. We also envision the ability to easily send out requests to people in their support network, including auto-populating requests for people who aren't exactly sure what they need, as well as the ability for people in the support network to easily opt in to the types of care and support that they actually want to provide. So if Annie and I were to move forward with Kindred, this is what we would be doing next. As we mentioned earlier, doulas are already doing this very important work of helping birthing parents to plan for postpartum and to feel supported during this very dramatic transitional time. So after speaking with a couple Austin-based doulas, we feel that there's an opportunity to pilot Kindred with them and to test it out with their clients to better understand how could we iterate even further on our existing prototype to deliver a valuable experience for birthing parents. And if our larger vision for Kindred were to become a reality, our hope would be that more birthing parents would get the care and support that they want and need in postpartum. And in doing so, demonstrate that asking for help is more an act of courage than a sign of weakness. Thank you all so much for listening. Before we adjourn, we just wanted to say that working on this project really gave us a lot of perspective about how we might best show up for the friends and family in our lives who are recent parents, as well as an enlightening experience as far as what actually becoming a parent might entail. Thank you so much, and we look forward to hearing your questions.